hard, you know how hard it is to find information about the history of MGA. I don't normally like to watch other people's YouTube videos about things before I make my own, but I was desperate enough to check that. Could not find anything. It's like everyone, for a toy company founded in 1979, it's just like, they made Bratz, they came out in 2001, here are all the different types of dolls that have rainbow hair and shit. Do with that information what you will. So, I don't know if you've heard in the news, it's such a stupid, silly little thing, that rapper T.I and his wife Tiny are suing MGA for the OMG dolls because they look like their daughters. So of course that piques my interest. I start looking around, Googling, Wikipediaing I am, to gather some information. Information is not gathered. It's because it's just like, I wanted to talk about the history of it because I knew they had a movie. But there was no information on that. Super vague, kids. Super vague. But pay that no mind, because there will be another there's doll content coming, baby. There's doll movie content coming for me to talk about at you. For the next couple of weeks, or whenever this comes out, we will be talking about LOL surprise dolls. It's literally just going to be 2 videos. This one should be pretty quick. But god damn it if it isn't weird. Okay, so really not happy. These dolls are really cool and there's no information about them. If you've seen on my main channel, Megan Blush, you'll see that I unboxed a doll for Christmas with my best friend. You can't see her currently. Am I gonna go skedaddle over and get her? Okay, so I unboxed her. She's beautiful. I don't want to hurt her, so she hangs out where, you know, she can't be hurt. I think I want to get another one because they're so pretty. Just know that not Monster High, never Monster High. Rainbow High content is coming, probably in the fall. That one's gonna take me a while to get through. But yeah, I was so fascinated. I bought one for Christmas. I actually bought 2. I bought one for my goddaughter, and I bought this one for me, and I unboxed her, and I have footage of me talking about the show, like blind reacting, and let me know if you want to see that. But the more curated thoughts will be coming soon. It's a lot of stuff to go through. But like, I was expecting, I associate the 2 doll lines, like, oh, LOL OMG dolls, to be similar to, you know, the Shadow High, Rainbow High dolls, where there's like all this backstory and like they're so successful and they have an Amazon Prime movie, so it's gotta be something. It's so empty. It's so empty over there. You'd think I was asking about like a librarian from Minnesota from 1983. Like, there's no information. This thing is not important. These characters and these dolls, unimportant. So that was frustrating. But what I did find is that LOL surprise dolls are embroiled in controversy constantly. For every 18 months that they have existed, there has been a different or simultaneous like thing happening to these dolls, about these dolls, around these dolls. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about LOL surprise dolls and LOL OMG dolls. Really, we're just going to be talking about their controversies, but they both have controversies. So, how does a doll line have a movie but no Wikipedia page? Disgraceful. Origins. MGA creates the dolls in a surprise loot box style doll in 2016. Blind box style toys inspired by YouTube children's media creators like Ryan's Toys that would just unbox toys, and apparently little kids of that age group would just eat it up watching it. My nephew wasn't allowed to watch Ryan's Toys those years. I don't think he's allowed to watch them now. I think there was a brief window where he was, and it made him kind of terrible. So, no more Ryan's Toys. No more unboxing videos. Now we just have to be wary of the line between, speaking of people who have kids, how do you do the line between what is an ASMR video and what is clearly someone's weird fetish video? And how do you explain to your child that, no, I can't let you watch the nice Asian ladies peeling the foot skin off of this man? He's grunting too much. How do I... It's a very hard thing to explain. But it's just, how do you deal with it? But they have these unboxing videos. The kids are watching the dolls more than they're actually playing with their own dolls. LOL surprise dolls are little blind figures that you unbox, and they've got little outfits, and a pet and an activity. They probably would have fit in if I would have had them, they would have gone into the play sets with my little mini brats and my Polly Pockets from that time period. Also, get ready for Polly Pocket media. I'm so excited. I'm severely allergic to a lot of things, including dust, and because I haven't moved her in 3 months, she's very dusty and I'm having an allergic reaction to her. Okay. 1. Loot boxes for babies are bad. So the New York Times and Atlantic covered the dolls back in 2018 during their second big year. The single biggest complaint or acknowledgement is that iPad babies are watching kids play with toys more than they actually want to play with their own toys. Ryan's Toys is toxic. I don't understand these kids these days. Arg. Kids these days. 2. Are the dolls too sexy? Liberals are to blame. The Scotsman covers the dolls back in 2020 when there are a clothing. There's these Dippelman water dolls, and they changed everything from the doll's skin to the doll's clothing. Everything changes when it's dipped in water. Well, instead of seeing it if the clothing was on, it would just be part of the outfit. It is now being described that when the dolls are dipped into water, that they are somehow wearing lingerie, sexy lingerie. This comes in conjunction with a secondary issue that back in 2016, 2017, when they were first announced, that people were weirded out by the fact that the dolls had little penises. And now they've got underwear, and that's the problem. People, it's kind of weird. I mean, is it a little bit weird? But it also insinuates that dolls are only for girls when, I don't know. I am not a parent right now. I feel like it's more of an issue where you need to sit down and talk to your kids about genitalia in an age-appropriate way more than it is they're grooming the children. So, I don't know. I'm not a parent, but I also don't know how I don't know. Don't be weird about dolls having penises because people have penises. I'm bonsai trimming my doll. And it's a problem, instead of seeing it as cutesy little fashion, molded on stockings. It's indoctrination into the sex crimes and turning kids into baby sluts. 3. The one controversy that's real. An influencer, a black influencer, Amino Muchina. It's not that I don't know how to pronounce her name. I wrote it in a way that I cannot read, so I apologize. Name on the screen, Megan. Had her whole dealio ripped off by LOL Surprise. This also, like, this same woman had this happen twice, where she worked with a company to design, like, a room, and Lisa Frank ripped it off and stole it and then didn't give her credit. They essentially ghosted her, and then she saw that there was, like, a room exactly like her idea put together. But she also found that these dolls had the same look imagined from her own brain for her own 31st birthday party, 35th maybe. And when she tried to call out and bring attention to this, the company's CEO, Isaac Larian, went on a racist Twitter rant in which I'm pretty sure he tried to dox her. You are a hashtag disgrace to black people, and the hashtag BLM cause, hashtag liar, hashtag coward. He later deleted those tweets and his Twitter. 4. The one that feels like a fever dream. So, Tiny and T.I. try and are maybe, by the time this comes out, actively trying to sue LOL OMG for copyright infringement of the IP of his daughter's defunct girl group from the early 2010s. There's, like, suing in such a way where they continue to bring up a failed collab. There's the defense is bringing up, like, their sex crimes, which may or may not be relevant. It's all a mess. LOL Surprise is suing back for slander also, maybe. It's hard to tell. I can barely read as is. So the girl group from 2009, the OMG Girls, many things that were stolen from their look to the name OMG, which in the dolls is like outstanding or outrageous millennial girls, which is such a weird choice. Like, let's really think about this. In 2019, when these dolls were created, the youngest millennials were literally 25. They were not playing with dolls. Maybe they were collecting dolls, but they were not playing with them. So it's very weird that was... I thought that was weird before, but whatever. That name. The certain style of doll modifying. They then, like... They say that the style and clothing on the dolls are ripping off the OMG Girls. They're saying they even modify dolls to make them look like styles that they had worn previously in the past. It's so silly goose. It's silly Billy of them to be like, yes, we definitely are ripping off this defunct girl group that, like, I know about the OMG Girls because, like, I like to watch trash TV, but so they styled the girls to show off their particular styles, and the Harrises want money. They might want credit a little bit, but what they really want is money to, I think, to pay off their other lawsuits, because those sex crime lawsuit things that they were talking about are saying, we're not going to talk about in this court, probably going to hit real hard. So, they somehow believe that a split dye wig is exclusively theirs. And I always love to give black women their flowers, and I'm not saying that black women didn't create that style. I am saying that it is unrealistic to say that they got that information specifically from them. They somehow believe their daughter took the stand to say that no one was dressing like her. or the other girls at the time. But when you look at the information, she wasn't dressing like any real girl that I knew at the time. However, she was dressing like distinctly 3 different Disney Channel sidekicks at the time. She was wearing a lot of layers, a lot of bright colors, sneakers, patterned leggings. She was dressing like it was fucking 2009 to 2012. I don't know what she thinks she was doing. Like, she is giving Lily Harper and Hannah Montana. Like, there's a whole video about this from Darling Dolls that I think gives a lot more information than anything on the web, because this has been so weird. This is an ongoing story, but it's something that I thought was so fascinating that I had to come on here and talk about, and also come on here and talk about the movie in the coming weeks. I will be getting that information. I really wanted to do an MGA, like history of MGA video, but I can't. Why? Because no one wants to tell me anything. How am I supposed to look this up? How am I supposed to get any information? No one wants to see me succeed during Black History Month as well. Truly a hate crime. I've been bigoted against. If you want to stop bigotry in its tracks, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oh, girly. Tiny little hand. Subscribe. 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 Fight racism. Subscribe.